Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Perspective Shifters. And this week, we are focusing on time with women. As always, we cover multi-platforms, and we make sure that we touch on so many different things that involve focusing on those women in entrepreneurship, right? And hitting the pain points that cause us problems in our career. And we really want to make sure that the people that I bring into this Perspective Shifter interview series kind of touches on those pain points. And so I'm Erin Strayer, and I'm an accelerated business strategist, and I focus on strategic implementation and growth for female entrepreneurs, helping you get clear and focused program alignment, and that optimizes and leverages you and your business, optimizing and resulting in better clients and better outcomes for you. So that's what I do. And we absolutely love interaction on these platforms. And so if you want to let us know that you're here, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, run it down there. We'll make sure to give you a shout out. Hi guys, thanks for coming in. But we'd love to shout you out and say hi to you. So let us know that you're here and interact with us. And I am thrilled today to have Rochelle Sanchez with us. So let me just talk a little bit about her. And I'm like really excited to have her here because I'm thrilled. Because here's the thing, people. Each of us are experts in our own field. I am not a tech guru at all. And this lady kind of came into my line of vision, my field, she intersected my path, right? Probably, 4 to 6 months ago, I started really seeing her and tapping into her. And, I bought a program here and I started interacting with her there. And she has had the answers for multiple different issues, tech-wise, that I've had. I like to call her my problem solver. She's real. She's authentic. She's super transparent. And beyond that, she is passionate about helping female entrepreneurs specifically succeed. She's the owner of nowsyourchance.org. We're going to talk about that. And we're talking to her today about a couple of really cool things. So I am super excited that you're here with us, Rochelle. Hi!
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So one of the super cool things that when Rochelle landed in my path, she was not shy to talk about how she started what she does now completely on an outdated website. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a little bit. What's that look like? What'd you do? Right?
Yeah, it's funny. People think that the website is like the first and foremost thing that they have to have up and running and perfect and like pictures and copy and, just professionally running and keywords. And it's like, you're not in a race to have the most perfect website in the world. Ultimately we're here to help people. We're here to pursue our passions, to be of service. And your website technically has nothing to do with that. Like, what do you need to be of service to someone? Yourself and another person. And that's it. And so, the point of my switching over was that I had come out of like 2 or 3 years of just pursuing a fitness coaching business. And it was kind of working. It was kind of, and it didn't light me up. After a while, I had to admit that. And the reason that I knew that was the case is that it wasn't super successful. That's a really big sign that it's not a good fit for you if it's just not working. And so I ended up working with like a coach and figuring out what I actually want to do. And what I found out was that what I actually enjoy is the technical stuff. And I was like, you know what? It has nothing to do with fitness. I like fitness. Cool. That's awesome. But what I actually enjoy is helping people, putting together all of the technical things like the freebies and the email lists and, all that stuff. And I was like, that has nothing to do with what my primary business is. That's like totally its own thing. And I was like, let's do this. So what I did was I went to all my profiles because you know how we have all of our social media profiles set up so that we look like, I am the expert in my elevator pitch. I went through and I erased all of them, all of the little, blurb bio things. I took them off. I said, I am a tech person now. I just am. No gigantic, ceremonious kind of thing and telling everyone I'm switching and all that stuff. I'm just like, this is what I'm going to do now. and I didn't go through my website and delete everything. I just started writing about what I wanted to write about. And honestly, you could go to my website now and do some digging. It's all still there. Like the majority of my website is fitness stuff. And I'm like, I don't care. People talk to me about tech stuff now, and that's what I want. So it's not really about having everything perfect before you switch over. Just in your mind, commit to it, and you're good to go. That's all.
I love that. So, yeah. Which is, quite honestly, how you grabbed me.
Yeah.
Quite 100% honestly. Yeah, because you were like, just do it.
Yeah.
And here's how. And here's how.
Uh-huh.
And here's a quick little step by steps and just little pieces. And today you need to do this. Okay, yay, look at you go. Good job.
Yeah.
You were like my little tech cheerleader. And you didn't even know it. And I was like over the moon. I'm like, yay, look at me go. And I'm so happy. And quite honestly, you shine in the tech world. I can't even imagine you. I mean, you're beautiful and you're, I'm sure you were a fabulous fitness instructor.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you're not.
I was. No.
I'm really glad you're not, for my sake. I mean, purely,
yeah, I know.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that I've noticed about you is that mentoring lights you up. That coaching and guiding and directing people on the how-to really lights you up. Like it's really your wheelhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one of those things where it was I thought it was a problem before, that everywhere I went, I was like, I could teach that better. Like seriously, everything that I saw, like in all the classes I took or fitness classes or anything, I was like, I could do that better than them. And it's like, I thought that was, kind of egotistical of me to think that, but I'm like, no, that is a skill. Like I can explain things. And even in general conversation, when people are like, well, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, no, this is what they mean. And then they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, if I can just get to the point so that you can get to what you actually want, and we can wipe off all these other distractions, and that's great.
Yeah. And how brilliant that you, hi Sandra, how are you?
Hi,
it's nice to see you. Yeah. It's brilliant when you make that connection that you're like, hey, if she would only say it this way, or,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And not that you're being uber critical of that. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's a workaround or another way. And that's me.
Yeah.
To find that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's egotistical at all. I just think it's finding what makes you tick and what you're good at, because your heart's happy and your cells are happy and you wake up ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that it was, like it's totally a personal thing. This like holding your own in your own business. That was your idea and it is all you. It's like a lot of pressure on you. But once you kind of open up to that and say like, no, what I used to think were my shortcomings or, like flaws are actually my gifts. It's like, seriously, it's just embrace the stuff that you think is weird and off about you. And things will get so much easier.
Let's talk about that a little bit longer. Let's talk about that.
Let's say, like me being super, super shy. Like I was so shy as a kid. And even like in college, I couldn't even ask a question, in class. I had to wait until the class was over and then go and talk to the teacher, person to person to ask my one question. It was like deathly shy. And it turns out that it's like, well, no, that's actually, that has helped me because I've been very observant. I can listen to a lot of questions. I can get my answers from other things that are happening around me because, I only had one question. If you think of it that way, I didn't have like 10 questions. I had gotten what I needed out of the class. I listened to other people's questions. I'm really good at observing people and learning. So it's like, what I thought was a flaw of being shy is actually, it kind of a little bit of a spotlight into my future as someone who can see people and observe and get to the point and ask one question, and then that kind of clears things up. It's kind of like symbolic, but
cool.
It helps me.
It's cool. And I think, looping back around to just jumping off and doing it, this kind of connects. We're going to loop back to that. Being shy and observant and a good listener and knowing just to do it, get it out there. We're going to go back to starting with a completely outdated website and how you morphed and what did you do to leave that content behind and, maybe not give away your secrets, but, why did you just jump on the bandwagon and just take a step out there and do it? What was that switch maybe that went on that just says, I'm doing this? Was it
the website? It was just a matter of being okay with it being out there and inaccurate. You're on the internet. This is how our business is. We're just, we're leaving little crumbs everywhere for people to find us. And I'm like, I'm okay with people coming up to me and going, so are you a fitness person? I'm like, no, not anymore. And that's it. It didn't require any huge breakup scene with me and my website. It was just like me and like the majority of my website not being what I do now. And I'm okay with that. So just being okay with what you have. That's all it is. There's no secret.
That's huge though. That's huge, because, I know you're going to get talking about where those of us get stuck, in that tech, but that's part of it because so many of us are so analytical and so much as women, we're very much perfectionists, I think. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's where you're going with the number one place that most people get stuck or not, but, I know for me personally, if it's not perfect prior, let me just can that for a minute, prior to you, if it wasn't absolutely perfect, it wasn't going out there.
Yeah.
At all. So I need to thank you for encouraging me to do that. And just do it. Just do it. Get it out there. Somebody will tell you there's a spelling error and okay, go back and fix it.
Yeah. You hit the edit button and you fix it and then you're like, okay. And honestly, It just comes down to your priorities. Like, are you okay with having one imperfect blog entry? Sure. You're going to have thousands by the time you're done with this. It's fine. You can't look at everything and nitpick everything because you have to just remember what your priority is. That's what I think is most important. Especially if you're just starting out and you think that there are all these things, because people find out that I do the tech stuff and I problem solve, but you're not in business to be the best at email lists. You're not in business to be the best at websites. You're not in business to have the best picture. You are in business to pursue your own gift and your passion. And you don't need all the other stuff. You have to focus on what your own priority is. And once you get down to that, then you can start adding things in. And I really believe that, whatever tech and tools that you choose for your business should make things easier. It should not make things more complicated. The tools should actually take the place of something you're doing manually. That's all. So if you're super overwhelmed that there's an email list that you have to write out, and they're like, yeah, we all know that your business is in your email list and all that stuff. We've all done the research and gotten lost in Google, but it's just, don't overcomplicate it. It's just you emailing people. You use email every day. We all email people. This is just so that you don't have to type in all 500 people's email addresses. That's it. It's not some big production. It's just you emailing people because you have something to say that would be useful. So that's really it. You don't have to make it so complicated or assume that you have so much to learn. You know how to email people. It's just a different platform. That's all.
And I think just sticking on Sandra says Rochelle is the bomb at lighting a fire under people and calling them out when they're getting in their own way. Absolutely 100%. I agree with you, Sandra. 100%. Yeah. And I think with the email thing, my background's medical. Man, if it wasn't spot on, you know what I mean? You got all kinds of people to answer to, right? If your verbiage wasn't correct or you clicked the wrong button.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that kind of transfers over into what I do now. And I get hung up on, oh, well, my email doesn't sound professional.
Ah.
Instead of like you encouraging us to, hey, just talk like you normally talk.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you're not doing your other medical job. You're doing you in this business writing an email. Like focus on the thing that's in front of you, and that's it.
Right.
You don't have to bring your entire life's experience into it. It's just an email.
Yeah. And it seems like such a small thing, but it's, for those of us that are hung up on what we used to do, or that's still a little piece, or that transition that hasn't been really completed, that's tough. That's a tough space to occupy there. So that, you want to talk about stuck?
Getting stuck. Remember what the point of your business is,
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you do? And I'm not talking about like the carefully manufactured like elevator pitch that everybody spends so much time on. Like, I help, I'm not going to say it because I might offend somebody, but like, just the what is it that you do? And do you have someone in front of you who is accepting that help? And if not, then go stand in front of someone who wants to accept your help. Like, and for me, that's mostly Facebook. Like, if I think that when you're just starting out, people think that they need this and this and this. You really just need yourself. You need to be passionate about this and know that you're not going to give up, after 5 days of it not working and just be on Facebook. I think Facebook is like a great way to just start out and be in Facebook groups and then have a PayPal link. Like, you need yourself and a PayPal link, and then you can make money being an online business. That's the gist of it.
And it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And we so often we blow it up into being this, in my ad copy, I'm like this tech dumb and the overwhelm, which is me personally. I'm just talking about myself, because we complicate things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just kind of put it in perspective and you're like, Erin, it's a Facebook page and a PayPal link. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I think that, like, we could dig into this if we wanted to, but like, when you start to add in all this, like, overwhelmed, I have so many things on my to-do list, all these things to learn. A lot of the time when I get on a call with someone, it's mostly about them doubting their own ability. So these are convenient distractions, convenient things to work on until you're an expert at Facebook pages and SEO, before you actually do what you're being called to do, which is, not good. I think everyone can agree, if anything that takes you away from your own passion and your mission is a bad thing. So in that way, tech can be a bad thing if you're focusing on it more than what your purpose is.
Couldn't agree more. It's super hard to separate that sometimes. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you like it. Like, not everybody hates it,
Right.
And it takes a long time, which is convenient because then you have hours and hours of setting something up versus the one-on-one time that you have with your clients, which is, kind of where the systems come in. So you don't have to repeat that hours and hours long process. Mm-hmm. That's where it comes in. But, it's really just a matter of you being there and being present.
Yeah. And doing what lights you up and makes you passionate, and why people come and find you to begin with. So, right?
Yeah.
Let's
stop working on. Yeah. Let's stop working on all the other crap that you're worried about, and just let's worry about the thing you want to worry about.
Absolutely. So, in your professional opinion, that number one place that people get stuck, do you think it's in that overwhelm, or do you think it's mindset, or do you think
it's always mindset. Like, who are we kidding? But with the overwhelm, it's mostly that people signed up for everything. You signed up for this because there's an AppSumo deal, and you signed up for this because there's a promo, and you're like, how do I put them all together? And I'm like, well, first of all, you don't have to put them all together. And then second of all, what do you actually need it to do? Because you're not trying, if you paid for something that posts to Instagram, and can schedule you, and you're like, oh my gosh, and I don't have time for that. So now I have to get a VA, and then I have to go to find a VA. And so like, well, okay, come back, instead of adding more and more to your to-do list, just think about, how you want your business to run. What would make it more fun is what I like to say to my clients is like, how can we make this more fun for you so that you don't sit down at your desk and get overwhelmed immediately and go, oh, I hate this thing. It's just like, you're not supposed to hate your business. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to feel happy. That was the whole point. And, I do think that it comes down to just you being present, being on Facebook and having a PayPal link. Of course, the other things that come in are, where do I find people? I don't like this group. I don't like all these other things. Well, then listen to that. Don't do the things you don't like to do and simplify it down to the things you like to do. And it'll work. Seriously.
And it's that simple.
It's kind of frustrating for some people, though, because they're like convinced that it has to be harder than that. It's like, no, it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah, because we're convinced that if it, it's ingrained in us and taught to us from little people, right? That you have to work hard.
Yes.
To get where you want to go in life.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work hard. Right? I mean, it's ingrained in us. So it's when you dumb it down a little bit and you take the pieces apart and you're like, hey, wait, I just need these two things to start.
Then the only thing left is to start. So start.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So Rochelle runs this really, really cool group. I want to talk about your group for a little bit because I love your group.
Cool.
I want to talk about your group for a little bit. It's called I Am Tech Challenged. Imagine that. And it's this really cool platform that she's created for us to go in and ask questions and get her support. And she runs a lot of challenges, makes us do things that we're uncomfortable with in there, which is everything tech.
I know. But it's been helpful, right? I mean, like, I think that what excites me the most about this business is that I can see the problem that I'm solving. Sometimes it's like this elusive problem that you're trying to solve for people and you're trying to help people with. And just for me, I'm like, no, let's put the problem first and foremost. You're here because you are tech challenged and that's it. So let's fix that problem. And then you can go off and do your passion project. It's, I think that people there's a lot of good that can come out of like building a community and having all these, all these other things that you cover. And I have plenty of like off topic questions going on, and discussions in my group, but like, no, let's get down to the point of it because you have like things to do, you're busy, you have things to do. Yes, we want a distraction or just to, lean back and have some fun with some nice people. But at the end of the day, if you still have the same question, then ask it again and we'll get you off and running.
I know. Sandra just popped in here and said that she's learned so much from this girl. I'm right there with you, Sandra. The last 6 months would not have happened for me either without her, quite honestly. And, you're such a resource and I love how you talk at my level. I love how you don't make me feel stupid because I don't know. I'm not kidding. I'm a super intelligent person, but when it comes to tech, I really am tech dumb. And I can learn, but I love how you talk to me and at my level, and you're not way up here, and you don't make me feel less than, and you just put it out there, and you're transparent and you're authentic about everything you do, and I very much respect that, and I tell everybody I know about you. Yeah,
you've been great in the group. Like, it's been really nice having you because, it's with groups, you can only say so much, and then just wait for people to kind of interact with it and see how they respond. And so having you and having all the other members in there is really been fantastic for me because I held off on having a group for a while, and now that I have it, I'm like, no, this is a good idea. I love these people. So it makes it fun for everybody.
Yeah, it's really neat because for me, it's that non-judgmental, safe environment too, that you've created that. So you get all the props for creating that space and maintaining that space for us. And I think, I'm sure Sandra would agree 100%, and whoever else is on here with us or listening to the replay, that, that space is pretty sacred to us, and we really, really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I love having you guys there, and I'm glad it's working. It's serving its purpose, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm super excited. Is anything else pressing that you want to talk about today that we didn't talk about?
Not really. I'm just here to make sure that people are having more fun in their business and to solve the problems that you're having. If you're running into any kind of hiccup or roadblock or anything like that, then it's just, a matter of you getting the answer to your question, having a place where you feel safe to ask that question, and letting you be on your way, or to have you hang out and have fun with us talking about random stuff. But, it's my group is something that I've put a lot of effort into, and I just, I really believe in helping people. I know that sounds cliche, and that's what everybody's here to do, but it's like, you have to find your own skill. You have to find your own passion. You have to find what's easy for you. It shouldn't feel like work. It should be whatever comes naturally, and then have more of that available for other people. And it will be helpful. You don't have to worry about it. Less worry is what I want people to do. It's just less worrying, more focusing on what you actually enjoy. And that's how business works.
Yeah, I love that. So if you guys want to find Rochelle and hang out in her awesome space and with her and her brilliance and help you through some tech challenged issues, she is available.
I got you. I can handle it. I got it.
You got us. And she truly is. The other cool thing that I want to mention here, it doesn't matter your intelligence. It doesn't matter your income level. She's going to help you. And that's one thing that I really, really, again, respect. And that I've found inside of her group. And that's why I reached out to her, to have her on the broadcast with us and to be part of my tribe and put her in front of my people, because I 100% respect her and her knowledge and how she presents herself. So again, you guys, reach out to her, go join her group. We're super. What does Stephanie say here? Stephanie says Rochelle Sanchez is very generous with her knowledge. Yeah, I agree 100%, Stephanie. Absolutely 100%. Yeah. So we're super glad that you guys joined us today. Thank you, Rochelle, so much for being with us today and on my broadcast for Perspective Shifters.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, really, really, really enjoyed you today. Thank you so much. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. We'll see you soon.
All right, bye.